But we all have certain fears. You know, you're only born with 2 fears, supposedly. I don't know this. Some psychiatrist that had more time to look into it than I did. He says you're born with 2 fears. The fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. That's the only 2 things you're afraid of. All the rest of the fears that you have in your life, you've accumulated. Nobody else has, supposedly. So who's to blame if you're fearful? You and I. See, I understand that dropping. I really do. You know, if you're in an airplane, you get there. I used to always, you know the difference between fear and anxiety? Fear is when you're flying at 40,000 feet and all of a sudden the plane goes like this. That's fear. But when you're sitting on the airport runway and the pilot starts the engine and you get scared, that's anxiety. You're afraid something is going to happen. How many of us are that way? How many of us do things in life that we're afraid to do? Because, or won't do them because we're afraid. That's the reason I won't get on a roller coaster. I had a bad experience one time. Scared me half to death. And I would never get on one again. Well, one of these days, who knows? We got to keep going. I didn't realize it. Okay, what does fear cost? The biggest mistake we make in life is being afraid to make one. So many times you want to do something, but oh boy, what if I make a mistake? What happens if I don't do it just right? All those people are going to say. Nobody really cares what you do right or wrong at all. It doesn't affect them. You can go out and make a fool. Somebody said about dancing, watching Dancing with the Stars, says everybody ought to be able to dance because when you get on the dance floor, nobody really cares what you look like. Well, I don't know whether they do or not. I'm not going to get out there and show you. But anyway, fear costs you the best of yourself. It robs you of your potential. We talked about that. Also, the best of others costs you, afraid to make change. You know, if people did not make change, your world would be probably a pretty messy place. Just think if we were still using corn cobs instead of toilet paper. Somebody made change, thank God. I've been in both places. Toilet paper is much better. So it's things like that. You know, we say, oh, well, that's not. But it is. It is important. And it costs us the best from God. Because even the Bible will tell you, God does not do his or her best work through people of fear. God does his and her best work through people of faith. People that will trust. Okay, here's 5 fears that you will confront every day. 4, I'm sorry. How did I get 5? Must have missed something, huh? My usual counting process is my toes ran out. But you will, I know, guarantee these 4. I might come up with one somewhere now. Confrontation. So many of us are afraid to confront someone. What will they think? What will other people think? If you got a problem, confrontation, you better do it and get it over with. Get it settled. Because if you don't confront now, you'll do it somewhere down the line. Or you will live life in constant fear of making a mistake, upsetting somebody's feelings, hurting someone. People who say things to me immediately, I say, that really hurt. That really hurt. The guy says, so what? Then I say, okay, so what? And walk away from it. Then I don't have to worry about it anymore. They don't care. So why should I? Failure. A lot of people fail. They need to be forgotten. If there was a time in my life when bowling was so important to me that if I didn't bowl well and we lost, I would throw my ball, I would take it over and throw it off the bridge, and then some idiot would bring it back. I could never get rid of it. But I was so upset that I failed. What will other people think? Then one day my kids quit bowling with me. Then I decided either I better learn to enjoy it or I better quit. So I learned to enjoy it, have fun. It's not as if people ask me, well, how far are you in the front? I really don't know. My only goal in bowling is to have fun and if I can make my average. I don't care about anybody else's bowling. I don't care if we win or lose. It makes no difference to me. I'm there to have fun. Transparency. It's like issues that need to be shared. I remember the first time I went to Schuler's, and I can't remember the exact quote, but I'm going to try. One problem for one person is hectic. One problem for two people makes it that much easier, is sharing. If you got a problem, share it. If something's going on in your life, share it. Don't beat it to death, but share it. Say, it's like I did with you last Sunday. I asked you for 30 days to do a treatment for my back. I've had a bad back since I was 17 years old. And I've gone through it. I've done treatment work. I've had practitioners do treatment work. But I really never let go of it. That's why I asked you last week. 30 days. I expect, I know that it will be gone. 17, or since I was 17, whatever that amount of years is, 50, 60 years of pain. Because I know it. Already it's quieting down. I don't wake up in the middle of the night with pain shooting up and down my back. It's working because you're working. You're seeing not the problem, but you're seeing the perfection of your pastor. And I don't mean that as an ego trip. I mean that you are seeing the perfection that can be. That's how healing works. There's no magic bullet. Healing comes when people believe that they're children of an infinite Father and that anything unlike that Father is an illusion. Now you're going to say, well, yeah, but look at the world around. I'm not talking about the world around you. I'm talking the world within you. All healing comes from within you. It doesn't come from out here. The reason doctors and pills make you feel better is because within here you believe that they work as they should. That's the only reason. Believe me. Doctors are beginning to tell people, we don't do anything. We just give you things that somebody says will work, but it's up to you to make them work. And they will work. Okay, rejection, you've all gone through rejection, I'm sure. And you take it very personally. Well, get rid of it. If you're rejected by someone, a parent, a brother, a sister, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, life will go on. It's not going to kill you. Let go of it. Say, Father, thank you for getting rid of this lousy so-and-so. No, don't say that. Get rid of this guy out of my life, or this woman out of my life, or this problem out of my life. Thank you. And then go on and live life to the best you can. Okay, now there is 7 here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 steps to freedom from fear. Discover where your fear resides. Where does it come from? And like it says on there, fear comes from without. That's the plane falling from 40,000 feet straight down. Anxiety comes from inside when a pilot starts the engine. And you begin to work. That's anxiety. Discover who you are. You're a very important person. You're not special. I love it when people say, oh, well, God made somebody special. What? God thinks thinks I'm chopped liver? God doesn't make special people. God makes unique people. And I am unique. Even if I am chopped liver, I'm unique. I'm unique chopped liver. You're unique in whatever you do well. So don't take things personally. Own